If you believe you're going to be nothing if you lose a specific person, you're going to be super depressed and anxious, and you want them all to yourself, and you want no one else to have them, you don't want anyone else to spend time with them, that's not love. That's possession. That's lust. See, let's look at God. God is love and love never fails. See, God doesn't force anyone to worship Him. He allows people with their own free will to come to Him and worship them on their own free will. That tells you that love is not like forced. It's not control. So I see a lot of people that are so possessive over their partners or over their children. That isn't love. Because love is not controlling. See, we control things because we fear losing power. We control things because we fear being taken advantage of. We're scared of losing things. But what you need to understand is love does not seek its own way. Love is kind, it is patient, it embraces the truth. It doesn't control things. It lets things be what they will be. Your only identity should be found in Christ, not another person. Because you can always lose a person, but Christ will always be with you. Deuteronomy 31:6-8, Isaiah 41:10, Joshua 1:9, Romans 8:11, it says God is always with you. In fact, He dwells within you. You cannot lose God unless you choose to separate yourself from God. That's the goodness of God, and that's what love is. God lets you come to Him, and He lets you leave if you choose. You need to realize that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. If that person leaves, you're still going to be okay. Don't ever put your identity in someone. But being so possessive and controlling and like, oh, let me check your phone, or, oh no, don't talk to these girls. That's possession. That's lust. That's not love. You're not going to be so controlling where you're going to be controlling all their passwords and their car and be putting all these things and tracking everything. And if you feel the need to do that, you shouldn't marry them. You shouldn't date them. You shouldn't do nothing with them. If you can't trust someone, a relationship is built on trust. And if you can't trust someone, you should not marry that person. You shouldn't have to put trackers on someone's phone if you're going to marry them or date them or anything like that. In order for a relationship to work, it needs trust. Which is also why you're saved through faith in Christ. Because faith is to trust. And when we trust, we listen. We trust you that you're going to have our backs, that you got us. If you can't trust someone and you have to put trackers on them and everything, you're like, no, this is mine, that's idolatry. You've made that your God. Stop making people your God. You'll be okay if you lose people. And what God takes away, you cannot hold on to. Just give it up to God, surrender to Christ. Let Him do what He's going to do. And He will bless you greater than you could ever imagine it. Even when it doesn't make sense. You listen to Christ and do what He says. You will be blessed tremendously. More than you could ever imagine. And you're going to be so grateful you ever did.